This is another episode of Real Talk Real Quick with Gear Up, and today we're going to discuss GPA. What is GPA? GPA merely stands for grade point average. And why is that important to you? Well, that determines your class rank. So if you want to be valedictorian, you're going to need a high GPA. If you just want to graduate and be, number 555 in the class, then you don't need a high GPA. But GPA also determines our likelihood of getting into different colleges. So the higher your GPA is, the more likely you would get into a higher tier school, a Baylor University or Rice University. The lower your GPA, that sort of limits your chances into getting into one of the higher or middle class tier schools. GPA also can determine scholarships. Some scholarships want you to have a higher GPA than others. It can also determine internships. Whether you get to, go off to Google and be an intern there can be determined based on your GPA. So in Killeen Independent School District, we're actually in a 16.0 scale. However, the 4.0 GPA scale is recognized universally. So usually when you're looking at your GPA, if you ask for it from the counselor's office, they will show you two different GPA scales. They'll show you one that looks like a 12.4. That's because KISD is on a 16.0 scale. But they will also show you one that looks like a 3.8 or 3.6. That's because they've converted it to a 4.0 scale. So for example, here we have our GPA scale. So for an A on the 4.0 scale, that's 4 grade points. That means you got between a 90 and 100. A B gives you 3 grade points. That's between an 80 and an 89, and so on and so on. You will notice that once you get to a 0 to a 59, there are no grade points associated with that. That's why when you have a failure in a class, you end up lower on the class rank. Okay? Now, if you look at over here, this is more in line with what KISD does. This is closer to their 16.0 scale. And what you will notice here is that there are different grade points associated with the rigorous classes. So for an AP or dual credit class, if you get between a 97 and 100, you're going to get 18 grade points. But if you're in a pre-AP scale or pre-AP class and you get between a 97 and 100, you only get 16 grade points. But it's even lower if you get between a 97 and 100 and you're on an on-level class. So what does that mean? That means we give more credit to students who attempt harder level classes. And remember, the more rigorous classes that you have, the easier it is for you to do well in college because the rigorous courses prepare you for those college courses. So how many credits do you need in order to move on to the next class or the next grade? So in order to be a sophomore, you're going to need 6 credits. What does that mean for you? That means you can only fail 1 class as a freshman. If you're trying to be a junior, you're going to need 12 credits. That means at that point, you have only been able to fail 2 classes. So 1 class per year, we sort of give you a freebie there. But anything over that, then we're going to have to talk about summer school. Now, there are big differences between summer school in middle school and summer school at the high school level. At the high school level, summer school can be for recovery. I failed a class and now I need to take this class again. Or it can also be for credit advancement. Some of you will notice that you're going to have to go to summer school to take an extra math class or take a government class because you're trying to graduate with an associate's degree. But if you are also trying to take a recovery situation where you failed a class, that means you only have 1 available class to take during the summer. So if you are currently sitting in your freshman courses and things aren't going well in biology and English, that means you need to pass at least 1 during the school year in order to be considered part of the sophomore class next year. And please also remember, Gear Up is moving forward. So there is no Gear Up for freshmen next year. So I hope this helped explain something about GPA, but I also know this was a real talk, real quick. So if you need further explanation, you have some questions, comments, and concerns, you can reach out to your Gear Up facilitators, Ms. Broussard, Ms. Summerhill, or Ms. Douglas. We are here and ready and able to help you. Also, if you have questions and you want to reach out to your counselor, you can do so. I would also suggest that you reach out to us on Schoology. We have a GERA page just for you. We have one for the class of 2023 and one for the class of 2024. We would love to hear any of your comments or concerns. Thank you.